Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, G.
Good morning,
It's
Dr.
Christmas
Day. Yes,
Merry Christmas.
I was expecting your red tie this morning.
I didn't get the memo from you.
It's Christmas. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thanks.
Good morning, Adeso. Of course, you're so festive.
I had no other choice. I had to.
Job.
Thank
love
you.
your
And
red.
I love your red.
Thank you.
Very Christmassy.
It's Christmas. Good morning, Rufai. How are you?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, Audrey. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, yeah, G, take charge.
As always.
It's Christmas Day. Take charge.
Sure. Well, good morning to you, viewers, and Merry Christmas. We begin what's trending in Nigeria. As the nation begins to experience a surge in Covid-19 cases as a result of the second wave of the global virus, Nigeria's President, Muhammadu Buhari, has said he will not host dignitaries to the usual Christmas homage this year. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, announced this via a press statement on Thursday. The president further urged all citizens to continue to adhere to the prescribed protocols, observe social distancing, and avoid crowding of public spaces, markets, shopping centers, and places of worship. I mean, I believe that the president has shown very good example at this point. Usually it's the vice president and the FCT minister that would lead dignitaries, to pay homage to the president during festive periods like this. But I mean, if you see what's going on right now, especially in Lagos, there's a video circulating on social media. During Christmas, the Christmas shopping, it is horrendous. And people are not understanding how serious this virus is. And they are flouting these COVID-19 protocols. And I think that, more needs to be done to, avoid these types of situations at this point. Adeso, our COVID-19 queen.
Absolutely, Oji. I mean, you're spot on. This is discouraging. This is terrible. At the time we're recording, the numbers we've not seen before. Yesterday was another 1,040 thereabout cases we saw. Enforcement, I think for a long time we have left it to personal responsibility. Yes, citizens do have to take personal responsibility for their health. It's very important. But at the same time, I mean, we are in a country where we are stubborn as a people. So it's time to now wield the big stick. Enforcement. In Lagos, it's 1 year, you risk 1 year jail term if you're caught without your face coverings. I sincerely hope that, we can carry that out truly. It's disappointing, it's sad. And of course, the president leading from the front to say, do as I say and do as I do.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Good example, Dr.
Well,
Martin.
I mean, I've always talked about Nigerians being cynical, being skeptical about COVID-19. And indeed, in many of our communities, people still don't believe that this is a very serious problem. But government must not give up. Government needs to continue to communicate, enlighten the people. And also, I've also always called for sanctions. That was why I was delighted when the Presidential Task Force said, if you bring fake PCR test results or you travel into Nigeria from UK or South Africa or from any other part, and you do not take a test within 7 to 10 days, then, of course, there will be sanctions going forward. And I've always argued that I would like to see also in the states, some form of sanctions. In Lagos recently, Lagos State government had to shut down a nightclub that defied state guidelines. But above all, what is more important is for our leaders to show example.
Yes.
And you are absolutely correct. In this instance, the president is showing that leadership. There is a chairman of the Presidential Task Force, but as president, he is the incident commander, as they say, because they report to him. And if the government is saying large gatherings are not allowed, if the government is recognizing the fact that this is a Grinch Christmas and that Christmas has more or less been cancelled, if you can stay in your house, just stay at home.
Yes.
Avoid any large gathering. I think it's most appropriate that the villa also shows that example. Every festive period, the president receives guests from the FCT community, members of government, and even the villa community.
Right.
The staff within the presidential villa, the presidential press corps, the State House press corps. The State House press corps alone has over 150 people.
Imagine that.
So if they alone were to go pay homage to the president. And the way it works, ordinarily, that sitting room where you saw the president, it's a very small, relatively small space. And if you imagine people going in there, it's not convenient. And after all of that, he goes to the red carpet, which is the main entrance. And then when he's at the main entrance, he's required to have a handshake with each person that has come to pay homage and take pictures with them. So practically, in the time of COVID-19, it wouldn't make sense at all. And the president has done well by cancelling it. But, you know, there will be expectations also that people will also, in their own homes and in their own environments, follow that example and keep safe and take responsibility.
Good point. Before I come to you, Rufai, I'll take another story in Nigeria. Well, being a single mother has its hardship, especially having to raise children to the highest level of education. But it does have its reward, as we'll see in this now viral video of a young youth service corps member who surprised her mother after returning home from service with an emotional salute. Let's take a look. Rufai, I have been holding back tears since I watched that video. What is your take on the story?
You know, that made me, I've been holding back tears to myself because, you know, my mom died when I was 7, so I was pretty much raised by a single father all this while. And I know what it means, all the sacrifice, you know, they've made for us in our lives. And it's just amazing. I think that's just a littlest way of ways to pay that parent back, you know, for all they have done. And it's quite a very emotional moment for me. And you can see my teary eyes. And what a great way to celebrate Christmas, just with a very emotional story and a teary eye, you know. And even at some point, she was crying herself because she says, thank you so much for all you have done. And we can't say thank you enough to our parents. I can't say thank you enough to my dad, you know, for constantly being there. He knows I love him so much, and it's quite a very emotional moment. Moving on to the presidential homage, I think it's just time to stop everything. It's already an unusual Christmas already, so let's just all concentrate on fighting COVID, fighting this once and for all, and winning, you know, the battle of COVID. And we'll have many more Christmases by His grace, by God's grace, and let's just stay safe, most importantly. That is what is pertinent this season. But that first video really caught me, you know. I know what it means for somebody to have a single parent, the challenge of raising a child, you know, all by themselves and leading up to that point in their lives. And for every single parent out there, we truly appreciate, and I know what it is because I know what it means to be raised by a father alone myself.
Oh, Rufai. We'll take our final story before we discuss in France, where the government is rewarding foreign workers who gave their time during the COVID-19 crisis in the country with early citizenship. This all started back in September when the Interior Ministry invited those who actively contributed to the fight against the virus, including healthcare professionals, cleaners, and childcare workers, to apply for fast-track naturalization. And out of nearly 3,000 people who responded, 74 have already obtained citizenship, and 693 are in the final stage of becoming citizens. Additionally, immigration authorities have been ordered to reduce the residency period needed for citizenship. I mean, this is such an amazing gift, really. And this is not the first time that France has rewarded people. If you remember back in 2018, I believe, there was this video that went viral of this man, I believe from Africa, who, you know, rescued this young boy from a Paris balcony. But, I mean, it's such an amazing gift, I think, and we must congratulate France, having to know that they are among the top 10 that have suffered this COVID-19 virus. Really, congratulations to all of the healthcare workers at this point.
Indeed, the Malian man who was from Mali and he was dubbed the Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man.
Yes, fantastic. It's a great gesture that the French government has done. We know that frontline workers have been greatly affected by this pandemic. To me, they are the true heroes in this pandemic.
Absolutely.
And to just know that, that tedious process and slow process of becoming a citizen has now been cut short from 5 years to 2 years.
2 years.
It's fantastic. And it does have its benefits for society. For me, there's a sense of belonging you have given to these migrants to say, you're welcome, you're part of us, you have been brave. You have taken, You've been brave to be at the front line, and we recognize that, and congratulations to you. And to the NYC story, very emotional. You were able to hold back your tears. I think I dropped a tear or two. I must commend her because she even got the matching,
everything right.
She was right, she was spot on. And I lost my dad at a very young age. I know what it means to have a single mom.
Can you imagine? I could not watch that video.
I can't hold back the tears. Yes. Fantastic. So congratulations to her and her
mothers. Yes. Dr. Abati.
Anyway, the symbolism of the gesture by the French authorities is about serious countries. They have a reward and sanction system.
Yes.
If you do well, if you contribute to the advancement of society, you get rewarded. If you do whatever is bad, you get sanctioned. And in this particular case, health workers are being, celebrated all over the world for being in the front line of the battle against COVID-19. Even at the peak of it, people were standing in their balconies to applaud them or sing for them. Yes. And now we see them being rewarded with residency in France. And in France, where usually sometimes there are issues about immigrants.
Especially,
so this is a very progressive
Well, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.